We're gonna make the cutest little Burberry dress. I just love it. I just love it. Notice it's a little longer in the back. It's so cool. We're gonna save a lot of money. We're gonna go to the table and I'll show you all the details. Let's go. All right, so here we are. We're gonna first show you the inspiration. This is the Burberry dress that I saw. Thought it was just too cute. Except, you know, my honest confession is I don't like the Burberry fabric. I know it's highly recognizable, I got it. I just don't like it. I don't like the color. Color doesn't like me, so it's a win-win. We don't like each other. But I love the dress, so I started looking around for plaid dresses, and there's a lot of plaid dresses out there. So let's first just talk in general plaid dresses. They're just cute. They just feel like they almost have nothing on. They're 100% cotton, at least the ones I'm gonna deal with. But let's first off take a look at this dress. This dress is $760. It's 3 yards of fabric, maybe 4 yards, you know, not a lot. Let's take a look at this next picture. I want you to see a little closer up, because what I want you to see is the matching. And I'm gonna give you some ideas that will take matching completely away for you. So you don't even have to match anything. Well, one little thing. And then look at the back, and the back has a yoke. And I just did not like how they matched that. If you notice, they matched the yoke to the collar, but then they didn't match the body to the yoke. And I don't know, I just didn't like that either, so I changed that up. So the beautiful thing about sewing is we get to take the ideas, we get to change them, we get to do whatever we want. That's kind of fun. And then if you look at this next one, this is another plaid dress. I did not like this as well, $980, so you should like it better because it's several $100s more, but I didn't. So let's just take a look at how we're gonna do it. Okay, so number one, I started with pattern number 600. Pattern number 600 is Classic Blouse, and that's all this is. It's just Classic Blouse, and we're just gonna make some minor changes, and they're very easy to do. And so right now we're gonna look at the fabric change, at the pattern changes we're doing. Okay, so piece number one, that's the front, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it waisted. Now, if we go back to that first picture for just a minute, I'm gonna put it back up. That circle, what you see is the gather. So what they did is that's all one piece, and underneath the button placket where it ends, they have gathers in there. That's just so much harder to do, and I just didn't really see a difference in doing it the way I'm going to show you how to do it. So let's go back to the pattern pieces now, and we're just going to cut off piece number one at the waist, wherever you want the waist to be. It can be a little longer, shorter, whatever, it doesn't make a difference. But approximately at the waist, we're gonna cut that off. And then you're gonna cut piece number four, which is the front facing, off the same length. So what happens is my front facing ends at my waist. So I only have 3 buttons on the front, and then that's it. So when I slip it over my head, which that one you had to slip over your head too, it only had buttons in the front part. And then the bottom part I lengthened. And I lengthened 14 inches for me. And then the back, you can see I lengthened the 14 inches also, piece number 2, but then I cut off 4 inches. I went 4 inches down at center back, and I cut a yoke. And then I'm going to show you how easy this is to line up, because even though it's plaids and even though, oh, you're going to die and have to line all this stuff up, you don't have to. I'm going to show you how to kind of take it easy. So we have piece number 1, we lengthen, we cut at the waist. Make sure you add seam allowance when you make those cuts. Piece number 2, I lengthened, I cut the yoke. Make, again, sure you add seam allowances. If not, your armhole will be made too small. And then number 4, I cut off shorter. It's the same length as just the front of the dress, and then the sleeve. And I did not, the line has the pattern, or the picture, I'm sorry, has a line right there. I went ahead and left them long because it's a lightweight fabric. You could roll them up as much as you wanted to. And then I used the collar, and I did not use the pocket. So those are the pattern changes that I made. Okay, so now when I laid it out, I'm using fabric number 5572. I love this. It's 100% cotton. It's a black and white. It has a little bit of a purple in it. But also, and it's $13.99 a yard. It's 100% cotton. There's 5688. If you look at that, that's a brown, and it's a great brown and white. Remember, earth tones are really popular for fall right now. It's also 100% cotton, and you're going to need, I use 3 to 4 yards, but again, keep in mind the belt, everything, like 4 yards will be plenty. But if you're a smaller size, 3 yards, probably get away with 3 yards. Okay, but I think the key is 100% cotton because the dress just feels so good on. It's just so wonderful. All right, so I want you to take a picture, look at this picture, and this is the secret where you don't really have to line anything up. If you take the back yoke, and here's a picture of the back yoke, and if you put it on the bias, so once you cut it off, put it on the bias, see there's nothing to match in the back. And there's nothing to match to the sleeve in the back because the yoke's on a bias, and when the yoke is on a bias, there's no matching to take place. Okay, so then what I did is I actually put this front on the bias, and you can see my front, not the facing, but just the front. I put the front on the bias. Guess why? There's no matching. There's no matching to the side, there's no matching to the sleeve, there's no matching at all. The only thing you have to match is when you lengthen the two sides, you want to match the side seam. So wherever you lengthen it, you put that point at the plaid, and here's a picture of it. And you can see if you look closely, there's my side seam. So just wherever you lengthen, put those two parts at the same part of the plaid and cut them up. And that side, it only matches for, you know, whatever that number of inches is that they match. But the side doesn't match because the front's on a bias. So very, very easy to do. There's no matching if you just turn the front section on a bias and the back yoke on a bias, and that's it. So, and then what I did is I used these cute little poppy clips. I don't know if you all know about these, but I used them to roll up the sleeve, and I put them here, and they're magnetized so that they hold the sleeve up. So you could make a little tab, and you could put a little button because the Burberry had a little rolled up sleeve, which I thought was cute. You could do all that. I didn't. I just used my little poppy clips. And we have these poppy clips on the site. They're cute as can be. And then I'm going to show you a close-up of the buttons because I used this no-sew. It's a matte black button. And the reason I used it is because I just thought it looked really casual. The whole look I was going for was just a casual, you know, dress that I could just throw on and go anywhere in, and I just love it. Again, I just used 600. It didn't take me an hour and a half to make. You guys know it's really quick. It's great fabric. So if I use 3 yards, 26, not even $50 to do everything, versus $760, and I think the look is just right there. It's kind of cute. Anyway, the Burberry dress. We're going to call it the BearBerry dress because we don't want to get in trouble with copyrights. But anyway, happy sewing from Silhouette Patterns.